Now, final score with Troy Lynch on Fox 16.
Hey, did someone say Sweet 16? Yeah, that's Arkansas's national ranking heading into week 4 after 3 weeks of blowout non-conference wins. Sounds crazy to say, but Arkansas is legit, and they took care of business yesterday against their Sun Belt opponent in Georgia Southern, and it all started on the first play of the game. Hitting the highlights, KJ Jefferson, he's going for it all early on. 47-yard deep ball to Tyson Morris. He actually had one catch for 45 yards against Texas last week. That's one catch for 47. Arkansas moving quick. Watch the offensive line playing bully ball against the Eagles. Traylon Smith has so much space for activities. 13 yards later, he's having fun in the end zone. Someone hit the Staples button because that was easy. 7-0 Hogs, and for the second straight week, the running game was running away with the game. Sophomore Dominic Johnson going crazy for 11 yards. His third score of the season. It's 14-0. Put your hands in the air like you just don't care. Same score in the second. Arkansas scoring through the air this time. A dart from Jefferson, finding Morris again. 14-yard touchdown strike, his second touchdown of the season. Arkansas leading by the legal drinking age, but one big mistake makes the Hogs pay. Justin Tomlin takes it himself, and he's got nothing but daylight. I don't even know how you get that much space in college football, but there it is, 76 yards, touchdown. Arkansas still leads by 14. Arkansas led by 10 at the half, though. However, coming out of the locker room, Jefferson was ready to go for it all again. First catch of the day for Warren Thompson, and it's good for 6. The Florida State transfer, 60-yard TD for him. His first as a Hog. It's 31-10 Arkansas. Hogs right back at it. This is what Hog fans were waiting all season to see. Treylon Burks takes a simple screen, turns it into 6 points. Got the stiff arm in there. 91 yards later, he's got his first touchdown of the season. His second, that's actually the second longest touchdown pass in school history. Hogs roll on to win 45-10 over Georgia Southern. It's the first 3-0 start for the Hogs in 7 years.
Preparation early in the week. We knew we was going to take shots down the field, come out, started the game, wanted to start fast, and wanted to mix it up because the last 2 games we came out kind of slow with a couple runs. So try to keep defense on their toe. We came out passing the ball down the field.
We're happy that we're 3-0, but at the same time, we know we have bigger goals set for that. You know, we just, like I said, I don't want us to be the highlight of our season. I want us to keep going each week and make more and more highlights for our season.
Honestly, just from my point of view, as a team, you know, we're just rolling. You know, we're not worried about us being ranked the 3-0. You know, it's good, but we still want to play that like we've always played. You know, blue collar team with a chip on our shoulder and just keep playing ball like we know how.
And we're going to keep doing things that we know how to do. And that's bringing Anthony Lucas on back. He's an Arkansas Sports Hall of Famer, former Hog, PA head coach. How was the week off?
Oh, it was good. Very productive. But we're ready to get back to playing. You know, you come off a loss, boy. It's hard to just not to play that next weekend. But great productive week, and we're looking forward to jumping to conference play this week.
Bruins going to take on Watson Chapel first week of conference play. But, of course, we're bringing things back to Arkansas. I want to talk about the performance of KJ Jefferson. Easily his best performance of the year. 13 for 23, 366 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. What we think of him?
I was very impressed with KJ. You know, he looked a lot more comfortable, a lot more relaxed. You know, early on, everybody seemed like they were a little giddy here, a little shaky, but for the most part, KJ impressed me this past week. And you can say what you want to say about the opponent, but watching him, he was a lot more comfortable. He threw the ball. I thought he threw the ball well.
Well, I would say he's very comfortable. He didn't get sacked at all, and he's actually the first Arkansas QB to throw for 350-plus yards with 3 TDs since 2015. So it's good to see a comfortable Jefferson, and he and all the players like to see that too.
No doubt.
You know, every time he misses a throw, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, in my mind. But then when he throws one, we go 91. He throws a nice drop pass to Warren Thompson, and it's 60 for a touchdown. I'm like, well, that's what he's supposed to do. You know, I mean, I think Dan Marino missed a pass or 2. So my mind's got to work a little bit different. He's our quarterback. He's doing a really nice job.
Main thing I just want to do is just give my guys a chance. Main thing, try to lead the ball in bounds, get other guys a chance for them to make big plays down the field and just be aggressive when we can.
366. Dang. Well, I mean, I think the 366 just shows you how good he played.
We can all use a little touch up on everything, but I'm extremely proud of KJ just because from where he came from to where he is now, you know, his confidence is out the roof, just like we've said about everyone else. And it's just good to know that you got a confident quarterback back there.
Yeah, you need confidence, especially going into this next week, but you obviously have something to say after that.
Well, I'm just watching Morris and the plays that he was making this past weekend, and then, of course, Treylon Burks. What did I tell you 2 weeks ago?
You said he was going to come back. Nothing to worry about.
Just give Treylon a little time, you know, KJ and them to get everything together, and God made a big play. And you said it earlier, it was the second longest touchdown reception. I guess the second longest touchdown reception or play in Arkansas history right now, behind Richard Smith, I think it was. Yeah.
What was the longest you had as a wide receiver?
The longest I had was 87 yards here in Little Rock, I think it was. Yeah.
Was it at War Memorial?
Here at War Memorial against SMU. Coach Nutt's first year here, 1998.
Good memories, good times.
Yeah,
but
no doubt.
I mean, overall, we were expecting Burks to have a breakout performance, but 3 receptions, 127 yards, and a touchdown. Were you expecting it to be this good?
Was I expecting it to be this good? Yes, I was. I thought he would get more touches as well, but man, that's one thing I commend KJ on. He spreads the ball around, and you know, and we had maybe 3 or 4 different receivers catch a touchdown. I think it was 3: Thompson, Morris, and Treylon Burks. I think that was it. I'm not for sure who else, but man, he spreads the ball around. He gets it around, and he's doing a great job, and we're going to need a lot of that this weekend.
Absolutely. Against Texas A&M, you're going to have to share the love, but, you know, everybody was just having to wait patiently for Treylon to have this breakout game, and this is what Treylon had to say after his performance.
Honestly, you know, I was just waiting patiently for my turn to come, and I really want to thank Tyson Morris, KJ, and Kern for the blocks and the throw, and without them, it wouldn't even been a play. So
tried to get the ball to him several different ways. You know, tried to hand it to him, tried to pitch it to him, tried to throw it to him. So he's a good player, and we got to continue to get the ball in his hand.
Honestly, I really don't care if I get the ball at all. I just want to win, and I know the team wants to win. So as long as we get the dub, get a win, I'm perfectly fine. I feel like I've had 1,000 yards that game without even touching the ball.
He might have the most superstar potential and be the most humble player on the team at the same time.
I love that. When I saw that interview on a Saturday night, and when he said that, completely won me over. I mean, he's already won me over when I first met him a few years ago, but just hearing him say that, he was so sincere when he said that, I commend him, man. That's my guy. I love that about kids who know that they're very talented, but staying humble and giving credit to everybody else. You know, he mentioned about the other guys blocking for him. I'm just glad for KJ and Mark the way they block for him. I like that kind of stuff. And Coach PITTMAN said it even better. This team is together. They're playing as a team and not as a I, me. It's a team effort, and that's what's going to continue to carry our football team to the top.
Well, I feel like that was going to be the same thing with this defense. There's no one superstar on the team. Every single person is, you know, performing at a different position group, and the defense was fantastic. CATALON, your guy, led the team with 9 tackles, but then Trey Williams, the Missouri transfer, he had 1.5 sacks on the day, and a second-half shutout. The defense was as dominant as ever.
Man, the defense played well. Trey Williams reminded me a little bit of Carlos Hall from Marianna, Arkansas, who I played with. He kind of favored him, that number 55, kind of looked like him. That kid played with a lot of emotions. And our defense, they're playing really, really good right now. And when you got offense clicking the way they're clicking now, and they're getting better each week, and defense continue to making those strides, we really bring this thing together, people better look out in the SEC. And I promise you, Texas A&M, we going to Dallas, Jerry's World, and you know Jerry is a former Hog, and he was here this past week, and those guys going to be looking forward to playing, and I just all the kids that's on the team from Texas going back home, it's going to be a dogfight, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen this weekend.
I know we were both big fans of the Arkansas defense this weekend. Who else? But Sam Pittman was too.
I was really proud of our defense for swarming to the ball. Loved the defensive game plan that we had.
Trey's a baller out there. Trey's doing his thing, and the whole D-line's doing their thing. So, I mean, I can't not just count him. Everybody's doing their job and doing their thing.
for me and for the team, for us as a whole, as a defense, I mean, he does a great job. I mean, I've never went into a game not feeling prepared. I never went into a game not knowing what and not seeing something that we haven't went over already. So, I mean, I think he's doing a great job, and he always does a great job.
Of course, William was talking about defensive coordinator Barry Odom there, but
no
this defense going to have to step up big time against Texas A&M, the number 7 team in the country this upcoming week.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a tough challenge because, you know, they're going to bring their fans and they're going to do their thing, and we're going to bring our fans and we're going to do our thing. And when it's time to line up, I think the game is at 2:30 on CBS.
Yep.
When it's time to line up and play, I really think our team's going to be ready to play. It's going to be a good game. Texas A&M is very good. You know, they're pretty talented. And but, boy, I tell you, we've been down a long time, and Coach Pittman, I always got to commend him every week. He has really brought this team together, and they're playing really well for him and his staff.
Last question before we go. How much confidence do you have that Arkansas can actually beat and upset Texas A&M this week?
All the confidence in the world.
Yeah.
As long as we continue to play well, contain on defense, KJ stays comfortable, offensive linemen keep firing off and doing their part, letting them backs run, and we throwing the ball to them receivers. Them guys continue to get open. I'm very confident that we got a chance of going and upsetting Texas A&M in Jerry's world.
I can't wait. 2 3-0 teams, both in the top 25, meeting up at Jerry's world for a little Southwest Classic. That's going to be a lot of fun. And that's actually what we're going to be talking about right after the break. Arkansas taking on Texas A&M. We're going to break down the Aggies and everything you need to know right here on The Final Score.
You're watching Final Score on Fox 16. You're watching Final Score on Fox 16.
So the Hogs already took down Texas. Now it's on to a different Texas beast and number 7 Texas A&M to open up conference play. The thing is, the Razorbacks haven't beaten the Aggies since 2011. They've lost 9 of the last 10 matchups. Arkansas head coach Sam Pittman said that A&M was the best team that they played against at the time last year. But how good are the Aggies this year? That's the question we're all asking, right? Aggies have the second longest active FBS winning streak at 11 wins in a row. And they got their first shutout since 2016 yesterday against New Mexico. It was a 34-0 shutout blowout. However, it wasn't exactly a clean game. And head coach Jimbo Fisher said that they were average and they need to clean up a lot before seeing Arkansas next week.
When you say you need to learn to grow up and play more physical, is that something you can achieve in a week's time?
We'll find out. We better.
Right.
Because that team we're playing is very physical. That team we're about to play and the rest of them down the line in this league has big boy ball. So you better grow up. And it's not just always there. I mean, across the board. I'm talking about how you run routes, how you do things, block, run routes, catches, throws. Even if we on defense, do we want to take things on consistently? That we keep doing everything. We got to make sure we're a physical, tough football team if we're going to make it in this league.
I'm ready for some big boy ball. Let's get into the players you want to watch out for the Aggies. The guy under center, Zach Calzada. He was the original backup to Haynes King. However, King fractured his leg in the 10-7 win against Colorado in Week 2. New Mexico was the first start of Calzada's career, and he did all right, completing 19 of 33 passes to 7 different receivers for 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. The biggest offensive threat, though, is the running back, Isaiah Spiller. Arkansas going to need some serious paper towels in the defense if they want to contain the spill. He logged his 12th 100-yard game of his career, going for 117 on 15 carries and a score against the Lobos. Now, the Aggies defense, this is going to easily be Arkansas's toughest offensive challenge yet. The Aggie defense was the Great Wall of College Station on Saturday, only gave up 122 yards of total offense to the Lobos with 11 tackles for loss and 4 sacks. Granted, it's New Mexico. However, no team has scored over 10 points against this Texas A&M defense this season.
I thought they were outstanding. Pressured the quarterback on 3rd down. Give up a couple 3rd and longs that I didn't think we needed to a couple times, but I mean they were outstanding in the game. And to get a shutout in today's time is a hard thing to do. I don't care what happens.
I don't care what happens either. Arkansas going to have their hands full with the Southwest Classic this upcoming week. That's going to be at AT&T Stadium this upcoming Saturday at 2:30 on CBS. Hey, after the break, we still got more college football to talk about when we come back, and it's just every other team in the natural state. You're watching The Final Score.
You're watching Final Score on Fox 16. You're watching Final Score on Fox 16.
All right, now that we know everything about Arkansas football, we can move on to the other college football teams that we have here in this state. And we're going to start with the team from the northeast part of the Natural State. Arkansas State packed its bags and went to Spokane. Butch Jones, he was there too. They wanted to play Washington, the Huskies in the Pac-12, and Washington was 0-2 coming into this game. However, they took out their pent-up aggression on the Red Wolves. Final score of this one, Huskies 52, A-State 3. Yikes! A-State nearly gave up 600 total yards of offense, while the Red Wolves were just under 270. It's the fourth time since 2008 that the Red Wolves didn't score a touchdown in a game. A-State now 1-2 on the season, and they'll have to travel to Tulsa next week. Over in Conway, we had a great matchup between two of our FCS teams, Central Arkansas and Pine Bluff, going at it for the first time in 13 years. Our Nick Walters was there to recap the game for us.
History was being made tonight in Conway as UCA and UAPB, the two FCS opponents in the state, faced off for the first time since 2008. UAPB coming off of that runner-up finish in SWAC, while UCA looks for their first win of 2021. Picking up after the timeout called by Mother Nature, UCA would lead 31-9 midway through the third, but UAPB enters comeback mode. Solomon Brooks comes up with the pick, leading to a Kier Crossley score on the ground. 31-16 lead for the Bears now, but the Golden Lions aren't done just yet. It's another INT, this time by Andre Fuller, and he's got room to run. Fuller takes it to the house and caps off the pick six with a little flip. All of a sudden, it's a one-possession ball game heading into the final frame. Bears up 31-23, but UCA anchors down. A couple bad throws aren't rattling Braylon Smith. He connects with Lawan Winningham twice to drive the ball down the field to set up Darius Hale with the walk-in TD. Bears up 15, and with 3 minutes to go, Hale from the same spot, same result. Bears finish strong in this one, scoring 14 unanswered in the fourth, en route to a 45-23 final score, UCA over UAPB.
Gets a good taste in our mouth. We got a good football team. I've said it all along. Our team is special. I know we've got a team that if we can get a few wins in a row, we can really get the ball rolling. So I'm excited to see where we go with where we take this win.
After the fireworks show on the field, there was some in the sky too, celebrating the home opening dub, plus a celebration of love. After losses to A-State and Missouri State, it feels good for the Bears to get in the win column, especially against an in-state rival.
Well, it's huge because they're in our state walls. They're the same level as us. They're the co-SWAC champions. I mean, the SWAC West champions from the spring. So they've got a lot of juice going their way. They're a good team, and so I don't know what the final attendance was, but I would imagine this is at least a top 5, maybe top 3 attended game, if not the top attended game we've ever had here. So that's huge, and we were just lucky to put a good product on the field and find a way to win.
UCA had struggled in their first 2 outings with finishing, coming up short in the fourth quarter. With their back against the wall tonight against the Golden Lions, the Bears roared their way to a victory.
We've had adversity the first 2 weeks, but we had adversity going into the fourth quarter, and we rose up. We won 14-0 in the fourth quarter. And so anytime you can do that, that's a big deal, and I'm proud of our guys for that.
Next up for UCA, they host the reigning FCS champs Sam Houston State next Saturday, while UAPB faces Alcorn State at home on Thursday. Nick Walters, Fox 16.
Hey, thanks so much, Nick. Nathan Brown now beating UAPB as a player and now as a coach. And congrats to the happy couple getting engaged on the football field, on the stripes. That's where romance happens, right? Hey, we got the top place in just a couple of minutes. Keep it right here.
This is Braden Oliver, safety for Cersei. Wait, what do I say at the end?
And you're watching the final score.
And you're watching the final score.
Yeah.
All right. This is Braden Oliver, Cersei. Dang it. I can't do that. I cannot do this. This is tougher than I thought. This is Braden. I can't do this, man. This is really pissing me off. This is Braden Oliver, safety for Cersei, and you're watching the final score.
You're watching Final Score on Fox 16.
Best time of the week, top play time. Number 5, Arkansas and Georgia Southern. It's a pool day, but no lifeguards on duty. Boom! Bumper Pool taking the helmet off of Logan Wright. If that's right, I'd rather be wrong. Pool had 6 tackles on the day. Watch this one in slow motion. Easily the best one. The Eagles did get the first down, but I think this hit is good for number 5 on our list. Number 4 now, Benton and Catholic. Panther QB Strand Smith going for 6. Looking for Cameron Harris in the corner, yes! They're going to start naming that part of the field Cameron's Corner from now on. Even with 2 Catholic defenders, Harris baptizes them in the end zone for his 3rd score of the game. Yes, that's 3. Thank you for blessing us with this play, Cameron. We appreciate it. Benton won 40-7. Top 3 now. We go back to the Hogs game last night. Fans were wondering when star wide receiver Treylon Burks was going to have a breakout game. Here you go. Breaks 1 tackle and outruns everyone else. 91 yards to the house. Second longest passing TD in school history. It works when you throw it to Burks. Arkansas wins big over Georgia Southern, 45-10. Number 2 comes from the Battle of Garland County. Lake Hamilton hosting Hot Springs. Justin CRUTCHMER filling in for Wolves star running back Owen Miller and taking full advantage of it. Following his blockers like a pro, stays on his feet, turns on the afterburners. 73-yard touchdown run. That's his 2nd TD of the day, and Lake Hamilton turned Hot Springs into the Cold Springs. The Wolves won 41-0. However, the best play came from Thursday night in Russellville. Cyclones hosting Vilonia. Austin Myers, the quarterback, he goes on a run, decides to throw it. Jamison Hinsley, he's got hands, makes the defender miss, and the incredible grab. And that's all, folks. 83-yard touchdown. That has already got my vote for catch of the year. Woo-hoo-hoo, I can watch that all day. And it also tied the game at 28. Unbelievable play. Easy pick for number 1, Vilonia. Came all the way back to beat the Cyclones 40-28. Those are some good top plays. I enjoyed those. Hey, we got a brand new episode of In Depth with Graham Bensinger right after the show. And if you're a football fan, you're going to like this week's guest. Who is it, Graham?
Hey, Troy. This week we spent 2 days with new Hall of Famer Calvin Johnson.
Trying to keep my emotions in check here, so y'all chill out.
The former NFL star addresses his complicated relationship with the Lions.
Mama always tell you if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say it at all.
And how he's making an impact with the cannabis business.
There's really a lot of healing properties to this that people don't know about because it has that stigma.
All that's coming up next and In Depth right here on Fox 16.
Yeah, thanks, Graham. Should be a really interesting episode, but that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks so much for hanging out with us here on The Final Score. Chris, Daryl, Alex, he's new. He's our new meteorologist. He also says goodbye. You have a great week, and we'll see you next week.